Sizing a metal watch bracelet is one of those things that every watch collector should know how to do, but lots, including myself, avoid doing it. So in this video, I'll be walking you through exactly how to adjust your metal bracelets, whether you've got push pins, screw links, or a micro adjustment clasp. Let's get into it. Everything that I am using in this video is available over at the WatchGecko shop, so if you're missing anything from straps, bracelets to tools, you'll find it all there. Just hit the link in the description and we'll have you covered. Here's what you'll need for this video: a spring bar tool, a small screwdriver set, a link removal tool, and a soft surface to work on. As an optional extra, you may find it useful to have a loupe and some tape to hand. Before I begin working on the links, I'm going to take the watch off of the bracelet. Now, this isn't a necessary step, but I find it easier to work on the bracelet without the weight of the watch waving around. So just do what's best for you. Screw links are the easiest to work with, and you can tell if your bracelet has screw links because there should be a slot in the head of the screw, which you can see by looking at the bracelet side on. You need to use a small screwdriver to back out those screws that are holding the links together. Always unscrew on a stable surface, and if you're a bit unsteady, you can use that bit of tape to protect your bracelet. You don't need to apply very much pressure. As you can see here, I'm just balancing the screwdriver with my finger. If a screw is being stubborn, try using a bit of heat from a hairdryer. It might be thread locked. Once the pin has been unscrewed, it can be pulled out and you can now separate the bracelet links. Repeat this process on the other side of the link that you want to remove, and then take this link out of the bracelet chain. To reassemble the bracelet, you need to thread the screw pin back into the hole between the two links and gently tighten. Again, no need to apply any great force, finger tight will do. Make sure that you combine the removed link and screw pins so that they are kept together, as losing these would mean that you can never put them back into your bracelet. Once together, store them in a safe place. I like to keep my extra links in the box that came with my watch. Here's an extra tip: if you're removing multiple links, it's important to remove them equally from both sides of the clasp to keep things balanced. This next method is push pins. Now, these look like screws but are actually pins, and the way to tell is to look for arrows on the inside of the bracelet that also show you the direction that you need to push the pin out. It's best to use a dedicated link removal tool, but this method can also work with a pin pusher and small hammer. First, line up the pusher tool with the pin and turn the thread until it pushes the pin far enough to be pulled out. Make sure that you're pushing in the direction of the arrow. Repeat this process on the other side of the link that you want to remove, and then remove the link. And then reinstall the pin in the opposite direction. You can see here that the pin is slightly thicker at one end, so it's the thinner end that you want to push back in when reassembling the bracelet. This method is a little bit fiddlier than screws, but still very, very doable. You can use your pin pusher tool again to make sure that the pin is sitting nicely in between the links. Next up is pin and collar. Now, this method uses a pin and a collar that is usually hidden within inside the middle link, and it's very common on older Seiko watches. We have the same process here as the push pins, but when you remove the pin, you may need to use a slightly longer tool to push it all the way out. In this demonstration, I've used a tiny screwdriver. Make sure that once the links are disconnected, you don't lose the collar. It's often hiding inside the middle link. They are absolutely tiny and should be kept in a small plastic bag to prevent them from going missing. To reassemble this bracelet, insert the collar first into the middle link and then push the pin through in the opposite direction that the arrow shows. It helps to work over a tray or white surface just in case anything drops. This next system is commonly found on older Seikos and more affordable Casios, and it involves smaller links that are made from folded pieces of metal that interlock and are held together by fastening links. I'll use my small screwdriver again to push the fastening link out, leveraging it from the small hole in the direction that the arrows show me. This takes some force, so don't be worried about pushing too hard. Once the fastening pin has cleared the end of the folded link, it can be pulled out. Repeat the process on the other side of the link that you want to remove. You can then remove the link by maneuvering the folds away from each other. Reassembly is the same process reversed, but make sure that those smaller intermediate links are pushed together to allow the fastening link to hold everything together. You can use a flat wooden surface to get that fastening link all the way in until it clicks. Once again, I'm combining the removed link and fastening pin to keep everything together. For mesh types of bracelet, we are simply moving the clasp along the mesh rather than removing any links. You can use your spring bar tool, or if you have long nails, hook them under the latch and release it. Once opened, you can move the clasp along the bracelet to find your perfect fit and then close it back up to lock it in place. On a lot of mesh bracelets, there are grooves on the underside that allow the latch to line up and lock into place. You might just need to wiggle it a little bit to find the alignment, but once they're in, they are super secure. Once you've got your link count right, you can often fine-tune your fit with the micro adjustment holes in your clasp. Use the pin end on your spring bar tool to move this either tighter or looser, and small changes here can really make a big difference in comfort. You'll often find on some newer watches they have quick adjustment clasps that allow you to adjust the size on the fly with no tools needed. Tudor have their T-fit spring latch, and you can adjust this by pulling up on the latch and then sliding the bracelet in or out. And Rolex have their EasyLink extension system, which is very basic, and all you need to do is pop out that extra 5mm of adjustment. These systems are fantastic for people that travel, or if you're in places that experience temperature changes that will cause your wrist to swell or shrink. It's also worth noting that some brands use their own proprietary adjustment systems. IWC, for example, have a push-button mechanism on their 5-link and Ingenieur bracelets. So before you start, always check what kind of bracelet you're working with. So now we've seen that adjusting a metal bracelet doesn't have to mean a trip to the jewelers. With the right tools, a little bit of patience, you can do it yourself cleanly and confidently. If you have found this video useful, then please subscribe to the channel, and for more tutorials, click on the playlist here.